All right, it's the beginning of the year, which means I am on a quest to achieve all my goals since 2022. Some of them are going well, some others, let's not talk about them. In today's video, I will go over why I love Notion and how I use it to organize my personal and professional life. And if you don't know anything about Notion, then this video is for you. Throughout the years, I've tried so many productivity hacks and different systems to keep myself organized and remain productive, but many times I have failed. But now, thanks to Notion, I feel like I am a lot more organized, feel a lot more productive and accomplished because I get a lot more things done. So before we go further, this video is not a sponsored video. I am doing this out of passion and my honest appreciation for Notion. So let's get into it. You may be asking yourself, what is Notion? Simply put, Notion is an all-in-one workspace for our most common documentation, such as text, lists, pages, wikis, and other complex management systems. In the past, I've used Google's documenting apps such as Google Docs, Google Sheets for writing down my thoughts, creating documentation for either my personal or work life, and creating databases for things like my personal finances, habit trackers, among others. However, I have always lacked something. Most of these apps do not have the ability to merge or contain altogether the different types of information that are created in one hub or dashboard, and this is Notion's strong selling point. In Notion, there's so much that you can do. You can get creative, and all depends on how addicted you get into organizing your own workspace. But I mainly use Notion for three main things in my life, which includes documentation, knowledge management, and dashboards. The first huge fave of mine as to why I use Notion is documentation. In our day-to-day lives, we come across so many opportunities to store or write down information, organize them in a convenient manner, and so much goes on in our lives that is really hard to keep track of and stay up to date on. And if you're like me, you probably try so many different platforms and methods to organize your thoughts, either writing down important information from work meetings or even class notes while attending college. But Notion gets a home run when it comes to documentation because it has different types of data structures and text structures that would allow you to get creative in the way that you want to store and specifically display information that you have at hand. This is possible via the use of basic blocks, and some of the blocks that I use in Notion include plain text, pages, to-do lists, headings in the case that you want to set up levels of importance, databases, tables, bullet lists, and the list goes on. On the screen, I have an empty page that is called Things You Can Do in Notion, as it is shown here by the title. And a page can be thought of a container that contains all the Notion blocks. So it could be text, it could be quotes, it could be to-do lists, it could be databases. And I'll show you a little bit about that. But just to give you a quick glance, right now I have an empty page, right? And as you can see, as I move my mouse, it gets me an empty block. So it gives me the opportunity to enter a command. That's what they call in Notion. So if I click in there, it says type / for commands. So if I put a / by typing it on the keyboard, I get all of the common commands for basic blocks in Notion. So it could be a text, it could be a page, there will be an empty page, it could be a to-do list, it could be headings if I wanted to set up levels of importance, it could be a table or a bullet list. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the basic block for text. So basically, it would just set up the block such that anything I type is input into the page as a text format. So right now I'm doing hello there. Thank you for watching. So that would be a text block right off the bat, and then I can click enter to create another empty block. So, there's so much that you can do. So if I can go continue a little bit forward, and let's say I want to get another, I would do a database, another Notion command, database. And I would choose an inline database. So as you can see, now this is more of an organized table that, has some predetermined columns with some name and tags properties. And the cool thing is that you can quickly change any of the properties that are associated with a table. So right now I have a multi-select property, but I can choose a date, I can choose a file, I can choose a person, I can choose a checkbox. So there's so much that you can do in Notion. So right now I have multiple pages that I have created for things that are going on in my life, such as the Neutral Access, which is this platform. I also have Finding the Neutral Access podcast, which is a share page with my friend who is the co-host of the podcast. So you can create pages in Notion and share it with other people. So that's one of the great things. So here, these are our private pages, so pages that I have not shared with other people. And basically, I have this one that's just one of the bigger ones. This is where I contain all the information pertaining to everything that is going on in my life, from personal relationships, personal projects, career tools, exam prep, personal development, travel plans. So there's literally so much that you can do in Notion. The next use of Notion that I find in my life is knowledge management. As an engineer and simply as a human, I have found that having a database of tools that I have acquired, either from reading articles, books, or other resources that I acquire over time, has come handy. In fact, while browsing over the internet, I have come across articles over Medium where I don't have the time to read right at the moment. So having a hub or a dashboard or a database where I can access all the information that I come across, that I can add information to, remind myself to read later, to remind myself of the tools that I have available for myself, has come really handy. Therefore, having a hub where I can keep all the knowledge and tools that I acquire over time in one hub in one particular place is everything I asked for. Notion gives you multiple options for managing the information and the knowledge that you come across via the use of pages or databases that can be customized to your own likeness. On the screen, I'm showing you my personal and career knowledge database, where I keep track of all the resources that I come across in a set of tools, such as books, articles in both my personal and professional area. And all of these resources are actually from different parts of each side of my life that I like to work on or continuously work on, such as personal and professional development. And something like personal development may look something on how to cultivate relationships, so, or how to be better with personal finance, or how to be a better person of service. So a lot of the tools that I come across on a daily basis, I just come here, log them in there, and assign different properties to them, such as the tags, what's the type of resource, what area of my life this resource is helpful for, a brief summary about these resources, the status. Have I watched the video? Have I finished reading the book? Do I still have to read the book? And the great thing about databases in this case is the fact that you can customize all of these properties. You can add different types of properties that you like. And here I have, who is a creator, what is the format of the resource, such as books or articles. And full disclosure, I'm really bad at remembering things. So having a database where I can come here quickly at a glance, see the resources that I have logged in there, the title or the name of the resource, that I can quickly come and look at it if I want to recommend it to a friend or a colleague. In Notion, there's endless opportunities to organize your information. And this is something I take advantage on a day-to-day basis to organize my life and be more efficient at looking up for information. In fact, right here, I have this toggle list that shows books. So in here, I have applied filter to the overall database, where I can quickly see the books that I have inside the database, and I can see the names, I can see the priority. Do I really like the book, or is it just, book that will be a good read? Who is the creator, and what's the status? So if I were to come here and look for a book, I already finished my book and I want to move on to my next book, then I can quickly see the books that I have in my database, whether I have read it or not, and I can, move on and choose accordingly. If you're looking to build a workspace, a hub, or a dashboard where you can keep everything that goes on in your personal and work life, reminders, calendar, notes, memos, documents, and everything in between in one central location, then you would absolutely love having a dashboard on Notion. A dashboard can be thought of as a page that contains all the Notion blocks inside, and this is where you can get very creative. On the screen, I have the Neutral Access dashboard, which is a dashboard that I created specifically for this platform, for the YouTube channel and the website, theneutralaccess.com. And as you can see, it's a little bit more complex. It has a lot more information and data structure inside the workspace. For instance, here I have some quote text blocks to add myself reminders as to why I'm doing this platform, why I'm creating this platform. I also have these toggle lists in here, which are actually linked databases to the overall daily highlight database, where I log all of my to-do items for both my personal and my professional projects. So, it quickly allows me to filter out items based on the date. So right now, this date, I'm recording on March 17th, but it's actually showing me any items that I have not completed up to this day. So that's because of a filter that I have applied. And the same thing goes for, tomorrow. So basically items that I have to complete tomorrow. And moving on, I actually have a content creation schedule. So this is actually a linked database out of the overall content creation schedule. And in fact, I'm only showing you here a few of them because I have also applied filters. So right now, I only have ideas that I'm working on display or that have actually been released. But I actually have a lot more ideas that I have in the back of my head and I will eventually get into. But right now I'm actually organizing these ideas based on their status. It looks like I have about 7 ideas that I'm working currently on, and they are in the script writing phase. And if I were to finish the script writing phase, then I can assign a status of ready to record, meaning that I can go ahead and record that idea because I've already completed the upfront process of research and writing my script. And in here, I also have some of the videos I already released. So this is all due to filters that I apply to the overall database, and it allows me to quickly at a glance see the information that I have at hand. For my content creation schedule. In fact, one of the great things that I like about Notion databases specifically is that it allows you to customize your information, your database in different views. So right now I'm showing you a board view. So all of the inputs into this database are actually showing up as cards. So let's say I'm more of a table person. I like to see things more tabulated. So I can go ahead and change the view to the table view, and actually changes all that entire database into a table format where I can quickly see, the names of each video that I want to create along with some of the properties that I've assigned to this database. So you can get creative with all the things that you can do in Notion. You can see all of these blocks already input in there, but it's actually pretty easy to just add on the block. I can just click the plus sign so it shifts everything down, and I can pretty much add anything that I would like to add into this current dashboard. Last but not least, let's talk about the memberships that are available in Notion. To get started in Notion, all you have to do is go to notion.so. You don't have to type this part after the / product. It will default to that page. And here you can see this button that says try Notion free. So if you click in there, it will ask you for your email and you can get quickly started in Notion. But let's go into the pricing section of Notion, and you'll see that there's actually 4 memberships that you can take advantage of. I strongly recommend the personal free membership to get started. It has all the features that you need in Notion, such as unlimited pages and blogs, and you can actually share with 5 guests. So let's say you're working on a project team and you need to share any documentation that you created on Notion Workspace, or you're at work and want to share a set of tools with your colleagues. The free membership is all you need. However, if you want to try more advanced features, if you like to take advantage of other options are available in Notion, such as having an unlimited number of guests that you can share your Notion workspace with, or actually more advanced features such as administration tools that you will probably take more advantage of in a company or a school. So it's up to you, but I strongly recommend that you get started with the personal free membership because you will absolutely love it. If you found value in this video, please go ahead and leave a comment and hit the like button because this is one of the ways that you can help this channel grow. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this type of content. Would you like to learn more about Notion? Would you like to know more about the productivity systems that I have in place to get more things done? Please let me know down below in the comment section. Hit subscribe for all the future similar content. And lastly, don't forget to check out our social media accounts at the New Traxxas blog over Instagram and the website, thenewtraxxas.com, to stay up to date with all content that is shared across all platforms. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.